Hello everyone, welcome to this free webinar. Today, let's talk about gamification in the classroom. Let's to learn how to gamify different activities that you can use in your teaching learning process. Our speakers are Vilmita Sarabia, Daniel Media, Silvia Chancusi, and my person, Carolina Carrera. If you have a comment or if you have a question, you can write it on the comments box and we're gonna answer your questions or your comments. Thanks a lot to be here and now let's start. I'm gonna share my screen and today I'm gonna talk about the introduction about gamification. Okay, what is a gamification? Gamification in education is the process of transforming typical academic components into gaming themes. Gamification endeavors to literally create a game out of learning by theming of components of your classroom in a game metaphor, making your class like one big first person game. Gamification is a powerful tool for educators to engage and motivate their students. Gamification strives to create a game out of learning by theming all the components of your classroom into a gaming metaphor. Ways I'm going to give some ways to gamify your lessons. Number one, as a teacher, you can use game-based learning platforms or websites. Number two, incorporate classroom games on a regular basis. Number three, use online tools and apps, or you can use websites too. Number four, create a game-based learning environment. As a teacher, you are going to create with your students a game environment where you are going to encourage your students to participate in the different activities that you are developing in your classroom. Number five, implement cooperative learning strategies. Of this kind of games, you are going to encourage your students to participate in the different activities that they can develop with the other students. Number six, use technology in your classroom. For gamificator classrooms, we need to use technology. It's so important to use technology to make our classroom enjoyable and entertaining for our students. Benefits. What are the benefits to apply gamification in our classroom? First one, increase engagement. What means it? Encourage engagement is games inherently capture students' attention and motivate them to participate actively in learning activities. Other one is enhanced learning experience. That means incorporating elements such as challenge, levels, and rewards. Gamification transform traditional learning tasks into interactive immersive experience. Number three, promotes collaboration and competition. That means many gamified activities involve teamwork and friendly competition, fostering a collaborative learning environment. Encourage persistence and resilience. Games often make our material so important that our students encourage to participate and involve in the kind of different kind of activities. Personalized learning paths. That means the students as a teacher we encourage a growth mindset but rewarding effort and perseverance. And learning platforms can adapt to individual students' needs and preference, offering customized experience based on their abilities and learning styles. Develop critical thinking and problem solving skills. I think that is so important for our students because as a teacher, we need to develop these kinds of skills in our students. What is this? Many gamified activities require the students to think critical, analyze information, and solve complex problems within a structured framework. That is an important part that we are going to develop as a teacher with our students. And finally, increase motivation and confidence. Why? Because our students enjoy to develop these kind of activities and love play a game where are learning. Okay, and now let's watch a video where we are going to learn 4 ways to gamify our classroom and to engage our students in it. Okay, everyone look at the screen and pay attention. I'm gonna share the audio too. Okay, and let's watch.
Hi everyone, today I'm here to help you enhance students' learning and engagement with gamification. I'm going to walk you through how to use gamification in your classroom. At the end of the video, we have a little something for you guys to use in your lessons to help kickstart this gamification adventure. If you're new here, I'm Sarah from Inkno, here to provide you with tech tips and tricks for your classroom. If this sounds like something you're interested in, help us both out and hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get into the main gamification elements and how to add them into your classroom. Each game is different, every classroom is different, and every student is different. So before choosing which gamification elements you want to add into your classroom, survey your students. Find out which games they like to play and which games make them totally lose track of time. That way, you can add elements to those games and implement them into your class, and you already know students are going to love having them in the classroom. For example, if your students love Minecraft, you'll want to implement aspects that allow students to be creative and choose their own path. Minecraft allows students to create anything they want, move around in one platform. So one way that you can do this in your classroom is implementing a point system and allowing students, giving them different opportunities to earn points and giving them a whole bunch of choices on what to do with those points once they've accumulated enough. There are endless ways and opportunities to add gamification into your class, but today we're just going to cover the 4 most popular. And the good news is you can pick and choose. You can keep it simple, stay surface level, or deep dive into any of these aspects. Do what fits best for your classroom. Start out easy with a point system and a student leaderboard. So you can turn those daily activities into student progress boards, or you can take it a couple steps further and completely change your grading system. The first level of this is just doing a simple participation board. Points can just be based off student participation, then totaled up and put into a leaderboard. You can display your leaderboard as a slide in your presentation with PowerPoint or Google. You can put it on your Google Classroom banner, or if you're in the physical classroom, just throw it up on a bulletin board. If your classroom isn't really ready for the competition that leaderboards have, you can always assign code names to your students. That way, their identity is hidden. Plus, it adds a little bit of intrigue and mystery. Take it up one level because just participation points is pretty minimum. So you can add in different activities throughout class for different opportunities for students to earn points. And then you can throw that up on the leaderboard as well. And once a certain number of points is accumulated, students can level up and get a reward. Rewards can be individual, like earning a free time or extra credit, or students can pool their points together as a class to earn a dance party or maybe a pizza party. Providing students with the opportunity to have a lot of different ways to earn points is important. So make sure you have a variety of activities for students to earn these points because every student can play the game a little bit differently. Okay, now that third level. Turn all of these points into a system. So some teachers have actually used this point system as their grades. This way, it highlights the importance of progress and making sure that students are earning points towards an A instead of the look of every time having points taken away and moving farther and farther away from an A. So it's just kind of a shift of perspective. Regardless of how far you want to lean into this classroom leaderboard, no matter what, it's a great way to get students motivated and involved in their own learning objectives. We can also add badge elements into the classroom. Many different games provide the opportunity for different levels or badges to be earned once a gamer masters a certain skill. In the same way, we can incorporate that into the classroom to recognize accomplishments and their mastery. So once students have mastered a certain skill or concept, we can create and give them a new badge, or it can unlock the next badge or badge level. That way, it shows that they have mastered that skill. These badges can then be displayed on a bulletin board or leaderboard, like we mentioned before. They can be combined with your point system leaderboard. That way, everyone can see, everyone can cheer each other on, have a little bit of camaraderie or a little bit of competition. You can also give out these badges digitally and put them on students' profile on your LMS. Students can also help you to create these badges. They often have a lot of good ideas, they're pretty creative, and this gives them the opportunity to practice goal setting. Students can go ahead and create their badge, determine what is needed to earn that badge. Alice gave a tutorial on how students can create their own badges that I linked down below. Next, we can create quests or game-like tasks into the classroom. These are all really fun, and there's lots of different ways that you can implement it. One idea is to do a scavenger hunt or a hidden. So scavenger hunts are always really fun to add to the classroom, and it's gamification already right there. So for this, you could use it as an assignment to have students search for particular information in a reading to make sure that they fully understand and they read what they were supposed to. For these hidden tasks, let's say if a certain achievement is made and students are on a level 5, maybe at the end of a quiz, there is a bonus question that can be unlocked for the level 5ers to answer and earn some bonus points. This can be done all right through a Google Forms with a password protected question. Idea number 2 here is quest lines. So similar to a role-playing game, which allows gamers to choose their path and has different outcomes based on their choice, you can also give this opportunity to students. So for example, they can choose their own adventure for a book report. So you can give them the option or the choice to choose fiction or nonfiction, and then broken down into genre and subgenre after that for them to choose. Idea number 3 here is a current event task questions. So students can be on the hunt for particular information on a current event or something that's going on in your subject's community. So students are on this hunt because maybe every day you ask a question on this topic so that students can earn a little bit of extra points. You can even add in bonus points or bonus questions to questions that you post in an LMS or on social media, and if students answer those on those other sites, they can also earn some bonus points. Then at the end of your semester or the end of the year, the student with the highest amount of points can get a reward. Idea number 4 here is mission QR codes. So you can go ahead and place or hide some QR codes around the school grounds to get students outside of the classroom learning a little bit, or doing this learning when they're not in your classroom. It continues on that learning progress, and every time they scan a QR code, it's a different digital activity or game or something for them to learn. So you guys have to remember that we want these activities to be really fun, but also doable for students. It's not going to have any effect if they're too simple and too easy and students get bored and don't want to do it, or they're too hard and they become too anxious to even play in the first place. Our goal is to have students be inspired to take on a new challenge when they play these games and different activities. The last way that we have for you guys to add gamification into the classroom in this video today is with classic or digital games. So we are getting a little bit into game-based learning territory here. So let me know if you specifically want a video just on game-based learning. We can use classic and digital games in the classroom to help continue students' practice and learning, like Bingo or Yahtzee, or any of the digital games like Bamboozle, FunBrain, Minecraft for Education, or any of the other digital games that you find online can totally be used. Another game that you guys can play is the Wikipedia link game. So this is going to help students understand the connection between different things. So in your leaderboard, maybe you choose the top student to pick 2 random topics. Then students need to go on Wikipedia and connect in the fewest links possible how one topic gets to the other. So you can have students write out a sentence explaining how one link leads to the next link so that you know they're not just aimlessly clicking around Wikipedia. At the beginning of the video, I did promise you guys something you can use to help kickstart this gamification adventure in your classroom. And that's actually going to be a PowerPoint template that's linked down below with a whole bunch of different ideas that we mentioned in this video, plus a couple more. So go ahead and download that in the link below. With all these helpful tips, I hope that you guys have as much fun adding gamification into your classroom as your students have participating in it. There are many different opportunities and ways to do it, so go ahead and have fun and do what works for your classroom. Hopefully, you'll have more engaged, motivated, and confident students after all of this.
Okay, that was a video about how can you create your classroom, your environment classroom in a gamification websites or games. Okay, now give me just a minute. We watch in the video about how we can use or different websites or different activities, and we can involve in with technology, and we can gamify our environment or classroom. That is important as a teacher, to gamify our classroom, use the technology, and we remember that we need to adapt the different websites or the different activities or our students according the needs of each one. Okay, that was a little introduction about gamification. And now let's continue with Class Dojo. Let's learn about Class Dojo. Class Dojo is an interesting website that we can use to gamify our classroom. What is a Class Dojo? Class Dojo is an online classroom management platform and app where teachers can record and track students' behavior, facilitate classroom activities, curate students' portfolios, and engage in schools-to-home communication. Students sign in simple with a class code, QR code, or username. That is an interesting website or platform that teachers we can use to encourage our students to develop different activities at class and encourage to better the students' behavior. What are the benefits? We have a lot of benefits using gamification in our classroom, but we specifically with Class Dojo, we have 6 benefits if we use as a teacher this app. First one is free because there is not cost. There are paid features, but most features are free. Number two, that means we can need to pay. We don't need to pay to use the different settings or the different options that we have in Class Dojo to use or to make our website. Number two, built-in translator. That means Class Dojo also has a built-in translator. So if you are teaching abroad, you don't have to worry about not being able to speak their language. Boy, was that a relief. Number three, user-friendly. Learning to set up and navigate the layout is a piece of cake with the friendly interface of the site. Number four, accessibility. There is an app for it that you and parent can download aside from access it in a computer web. Number five, time. The time is important, and Class Dojo save me tons every day. Number six, parent connection. Class Dojo is help us to connect with the parents and communicate the points of the different activities that the students have to develop. Parents love to see class work in action. I know as a parent, I will definitely be curious about what goes on in the classroom. Okay, we have a lot of benefits to use Class Dojo. Okay, now let's watch a video about what is Class Dojo and how we can use in our classroom. Okay, everyone, let's watch.
Hey there, Caitlin here, a former teacher, and today I want to introduce you to Class Dojo. So, what is Class Dojo? Class Dojo is a free school communication platform that teachers day to build close-knit communities by sharing classroom moments, home through photos, videos, and messages. Now more than ever, being able to share the school day with families is incredibly important. Millions of teachers are creating welcoming classroom communities in Class Dojo, as well as continuing to engage and support student learning remotely, reaching students wherever they are. Give families a window into their child's school day by sharing photos and videos on Class Story, your own private secure feed just for the families connected to your classroom. No longer will you be spending hours at the copier to send home paper newsletters that just get lost in backpacks. Instead, you can share files and links and feel confident knowing your important updates reach home and see which families have actually viewed your post. Class Story is also the perfect space to share class lessons and resources, whether you're front-loading for tomorrow's lesson or students can download the PDF, explore the links you share, watch your read aloud or math lesson, and comment in response to actively engage and learn they're in the classroom or at home. Just like your private classroom feed, you'll also reach every family connected to your school when you share updates on School Story. Record a video update, upload your school newsletter, or share photos and videos of school moments that families not might be able to experience otherwise. On both Class and School Story, you can also create events. Great for inviting families to things like back to school night. Plus, if your event turns virtual, it's easy to share your Zoom link with families. Then let Class Dojo do the rest with automatic reminders. Your school will feel connected like never before. Families are not just informed, but invited to be a part of your school community. Teachers, the school nurse, school leaders, families, everyone comes together in one place. On Class Dojo allows you to reach every family without giving out your phone number. Once parents set their preferred language on their side of the app, translations are automatic, meaning language is never a barrier. Connect with families, share files and photos, and schedule messages to set up reminders ahead of time. And you get read receipts, meaning you can see when a parent has actually read your message. Plus, quiet hours, because work-life balance is important. Logging in is simple. Students can use a QR code, class code, or their Google login. And once inside, they have choice and flexibility in how they will share. Students can share photos, videos, files. They can journal and they can draw. They can add voice notes, captions, and even draw over pictures. Students can decide how best to communicate their thinking, and you can see what they're up to, whether they're posting from a small group in the back of the class on a shared device or on their smartphone from home. Engage students by sharing activities for student completion to create learning opportunities to keep them on track even when remote. You decide how you'd like them to respond and keep track of student submissions on your side of the app. Plus, you'll be able to upload worksheets for students to complete. That means less time at the copier and more time for your kiddos. We partnered with Harvard, Stanford, and Yale to create videos, discussion guides, and meaningful follow-up activities to help students develop social emotional learning skills like growth mindset, empathy, and mindfulness. Students love learning alongside Mojo and his monster friends as they take on new challenges. And you'll love watching your students grow and develop those social emotional skills you know are so important. also know how important it is to support teachers and give them the tools they need to help manage their classrooms. You can award positive feedback for skills like perseverance, or remote learning participation, or skills aligned to your PBIS initiatives. Feedback is totally customizable to fit your unique classroom community needs. Timely, specific, and individualized feedback encourages self-reflection and goal setting. You can reset points daily to give students a fresh start and even redeem points. Plus, you choose whether or not to share this data home with families. Okay, good news, you can now close all those tabs you have open because all your teacher tools are in one place. You can set timers, choose students at random. You can instantly create groups while keeping your chatty Cathys from being in the same group. There's a noise maker to help students monitor their noise levels, directions so they don't have to repeat yourself a million times, as well as tools and music. Take attendance, keep track of tardies. Everything you need is in one place. Be sure to bookmark the help desk where you can find helpful articles to walk you through everything from creating an account to getting families connected. Then hop over to Class Dojo on YouTube where you'll find webinars and tutorials not just for you, but students and parents too. If you're looking for even more resources, check out classdojo.com/remote learning and classdojo.com/resources where you'll find things like these slides and even free decorations. If you're you can always drop us an email at hello@classdojo.com. Better yet, join us in the Class Dojo Teacher Facebook community to share ideas, ask questions, and meet amazing educators like you all around the world. See you there. Bye.
Okay, we watch a video about Class Dojo. Personally, as a teacher, I love work with this kind of app because help us my students encourage and motivate to develop positive skills and encourage my students to or engage them in the teaching learning process. That is so interesting website and help us to connect with our students, to connect with the technology too. Okay, now let's practice. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and let's to know something about Class Dojo. Okay, first, as a teacher, you are going to write on the internet Class Dojo, the word Class Dojo. Class Dojo is the name of this website. Please write in Google Class Dojo. And here, I'm gonna choose the first option, that is Class Dojo. Let's press in Class Dojo. And here I have the website. You are going to sign up. The first time you are going to sign up as a teacher, or if you have an account, you can log in. Okay, I'm gonna sign up. I'm gonna choose teacher. Please write your email. You can write your Google account too. You are gonna write your password and press login. Let's wait that is charging. And here you are going to have the principal page in this website. Here in Class Dojo, you are going to create your classes. Here, create a class, second, third class, fourth class, or the classes that you want, that you need. In Class Dojo, help us to gamify our spaces in our classroom. And here, you are going to create a new class. Please, let's create a new class and let's write a name. For example, 6th grade. I'm gonna to create a class of 6th grade. Grade 6. Great. That is the name of my class. Choose please the grade again. You can write another name for your class. You decide this part and press in create. And here I have my new class. Here I have a message about say, who else teach your class? You're going to decide if you want to invite another person to me or take part in your class. In my case, not. I don't have co-teachers that I'm the principal teacher and I don't need other person in my class for this moment. I'm gonna choose I don't have co-teachers. Okay, and here I have my class. Here I have my classroom, my class story. Here I can write a message for my students, or here I can write here I can upload photos, videos, or I can create events, or I can write a link the students to develop some website activities. Or here I have sent a file or a document that my students can check too. Here I have the option of message. Okay, here I can turn on. I decide if I turn on the class chat or could be later. Say if I activated chat on my students when they are connecting or when they are inside of this website, they can chat. Here in the option of events, I can create an event. And here I have a part of this interesting website that is called Dojo Island. Dojo Island is a part of gamification, okay? But let's check in some minutes. First, I'm gonna create or I'm gonna add my students. My classroom, my name class is 6th grade, and let's connect or let's add my students. I press in add student and write the name of your students. For example, I writing Carolina Carrera. She is my student. And if you want, you can add other student. Here I write Matias Lopez. And if you want, you can add other student too. It could be Camilo Revelo, etc. Okay, of this manner, you can add your students into this website. Okay, when you finish this part, to add all your students, could be 40, could be 50 or 30 students, you are gonna to press save. Save my students. And that is the fun part, an interesting part, an amazing part of this platform because this website gives us our students a monster. And here you can check my little monsters, Carolina and Matias. They now, they are, okay, they are baby's monster. And here you can check all of your students that you create. Okay, and now that kind of website help us to make or create a good environment in our class. Why? Because as a teacher you can add extra points, or you can add or assign points at your students for different things. For example, you can in your class you can modify this kind of a or positive skills. You can choose your own reasons to add or give points or give feedback your students to win points. For example, I choose helping others. I'm gonna give my student 1 extra point. On task, 1 extra point. If the students participate in class, I'm gonna give 1 extra point. If the student persistent is one extra point. The teamwork, one extra point. Work skills here, for example, positive skills. For example, I can give my students points to follow instructions. If the student follow the instructions correctly, I'm gonna give extra points for instructions. And here I'm gonna give my students 2 extra points if they follow the teacher instructions. Okay, 2 extra points. Now, when I going to give my students extra points um, when they helping others or made a task or working hard, I'm gonna press here. 2 extra points for Carolina because she worked so hard. Mati, I'm gonna give 1 extra point to work hard. And of this manner, I can give my students extra points or points to motivate them to have a good attitude in the teaching learning process. And what is of the fun and amazing part of this website because help us to motivate our students to follow rules, to participate in class, to connect with others, to try to better in the process of teaching, etc. And now, here we have the students now are, but when they going into their counts, they are going to born. Now, here in Class Dojo, I have a part where we can send message of our students, or I can add photos, but my students can check too. For example, I'm gonna add a picture. Okay, give me just a minute. And you are going to upload photos, videos, or 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 images since your computer. For example, I'm gonna choose this picture and upload, post. And I send to my students this picture, and all my students can see this picture. Okay, they can make a like and they can comment it. I can send 2 links, but they can develop the different activities. I can share information for my students and they can see uh, into their own accounts, class accounts. Okay, here I have the chat part where my students can write me and I can send a message if I need if they have a question. I can answer the student's message. Here I create an event, and the interesting amazing part that my students love too is the dojo class. Dojo Island park where they can play and visit an island and build. And build is similar to Roblox, and they can connect with other students too, and they can chat in English. Let's check how can they go into this. Just they are going to press in this part of Dojo Island, and they go into Dojo Island. That's part of gamification that Class Dojo give us as a teacher to work with our students. They love this kind of games because they can interact with other students. They can find the other students into this island and they can game and build different things. This Dojo Island is similar to Roblox. Okay, let's wait that because it's charging. This game is similar to Roblox. If a student find another student inside, they can chat, they can talk. Okay, almost finished. Okay, and here my students can move their monsters or can build something with their monsters, their own monster, because each student has a monster. The website give each student a monster. Okay, I'm gonna move with my keyboard. I'm gonna move and I'm gonna go into the building sign. Okay, the students can move. The students can swim too. If a student find or two students are connecting in the same hour, the same time, they can find inside this dojo island, and they can chat, they can talk between them. Okay, I'm gonna go into the building some. And here in this part, they can find other students, they can talk, and they can build. Look, I'm gonna build a door. They can create different things. Here I can develop in the creativity of my students, and they can connect with other students too, and they can help to build a house or something, they a pool too, and that's all. Okay, it's a beautiful and an amazing part of this class dojo where other students can connect between them and can talk and can share different ideas. And here we are developing critical thinking and in an interesting and amazing game where they can interact with others. Now, here I have another option too where I can change the or modify my monster. I can change the color, I can add eyes. I'm gonna show this part. Give me just a minute. And now it's charging. Okay, and now I'm gonna move at the principal part of the website to show the last part where you can modify your monster. Okay, now in the principal part of this website, we can find here a part where students can modify their monsters. For example, here I have my class of second English class, and here I have 25 students where each one has a monster. They can win extra points when they have good attitudes and when they participate in the class, when they work so hard, when they speak in English, when they are be kind with others, etc. And here I have a part where I can let's points when they're respectful, distracting others, eating at classroom, off tasks, etc. For example, I'm gonna press off task and Alberto let's 1 point. And here I have give a points to, for example, be kind. And my students get extra points for different attitudes or different skills that they are developing. And now, Beto, for example, can modify their monster tool. I'm gonna show in this part. Okay. Beto can go into their Beto, my students can go into their students account and they have an option when they can modify their monsters tool according their likes. They can add a cap, a hat, pants. They can add extra eyes or just one mouth or two nose. They can choose the color of the monster to pink, purple, etc. They can modify their monster to according their likes. And that's all about Class Dojo. It's an interesting and amazing platform website that can help us to gamify our environment in our classrooms. Thanks a lot for your attention, and that's all. Now, let's continue with Vilmita.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Good evening,
Good evening,
everybody.
everybody.
Let me to
Let me
share
to
my
share
screen,
my
please.
screen, please.
Just a second. Okay, I'm sharing. My friends, I'm sharing. You can see my screen.
Yes, Vilmita.
No, okay.
No, okay.
Okay, in this opportunity, I'm going to give some information about Class Grab that is part of gamification. And we are going to begin saying what is a Class Grab, okay? We have here a little message. This is for transforming learning into an adventure. But if we can say a definition, we can say the next. ClassCraft is an educational technology platform designed to transform the classroom experience by incorporating elements of video games into learning environments. By using the principles of gamification, ClassCraft aims to increase student engagement, motivation, and learning through game mechanics and storytelling. Now I'm going to show a short video to have a clear idea about gamification.
Understand the why, where, when, and how of gamification. Gamify your classroom to create an atmosphere of excitement. So, why should teachers gamify? First off, it empowers students. Ultimately, their abilities and efforts will determine their success using this strategy. Gamification actually builds motivation for students. Remember, no one likes to lose, and the desire to win will motivate your students. Some teachers may think the gamification concept would be too overwhelming for students. But in fact, students are used to playing games. One of the best things a teacher will see from gamifying their classroom is that their students continue to try and try and try and try again. It is actually fun for students. You'll see some smiles on their faces. Next up is a quick comparison of games, gamification, and game-based learning, which are all actually different. A game is solely defined as a structured form of play. Games are there simply for entertainment value. They are meant to keep the player highly engaged. Next up is game-based learning, which uses actual games to meet learning objectives. The students learn from playing the game, which can be a commercial game, non-commercial game, digital or non-digital game. Minecraft EDU. And gamification is essentially adding game elements into your course. This includes incorporating badges, certificates, and rewards for effort and successful learning. Gamification is the adding of game elements to a lesson or a classroom. These elements are actually motivational tools and engagement factors. The first element is the setting of goals, similar to the completion of stages. This includes side goals, short-term goals, and long-term goals. Badges are another element. Think of how badges are used in the military. The ability to level up. Allow students to level up as they master various standards. Other examples include presenting the students standings, just as you would a high score on a video game. This can be done anonymously. Whenever you gamify a course, it is necessary to provide students with relevant information as to how they are being tracked. Part of gamification can really be found in all the elements that I've mentioned. Teamwork is an element of gamification that directly relates to developing soft skills in 21st century workplace practices. And lastly, if you really want to get creative, assign different characters to students. Even consider something as simple as letting your students choose an avatar. To finish up, I'm going to offer successful classroom examples. Now, one of the best examples of how teachers are using gamification is by something called experience points. Experience points then translate into actual grades for students. These points are earned by completing a number of assignments and tasks and things like that. The more points earned, the higher grade the student would receive. Students can engage in scavenger hunts, where students compete to find answers. Teachers could also set up mathematical tournaments, similar to March Madness. If you want a great example of gamification, look no further than Khan Academy. The way they hand out badges and earn stars, abilities and ideas are endless, so feel free to come up with your own ideas to gamify your classroom. Maybe even allow the students to come up with some ideas. Right now, I want to say thank you for your time. Please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like and share.
Okay, now we are going to continue with the next slide. Okay, how does it work? In education, this involves using game mechanisms to motivate and engage students in their learning process. Engagement and motivation. It uses the intrinsic motivation that comes from gaming play, such as collaboration, competition, and attunement, to encourage students to participate more actively in their education. Now we have here some signs that students feel motivated to participate in this kind of class. Okay, we have sense of achievement, teamwork, collaboration, sense of engagement, increase, bottom line. There are some prizes that can win. Let's continue. We have here some key features of Classcraft. First of all, avatar customization. Students create and customize their own avatars, which represents them in the game. This personalization allows students to express themselves and feel more connected to the learning process. That is the one so most important objective of this class, because the student is absolutely engaged with the learning process. Second, points and levels. Students earn points for academic achievements and positive behavior. These points contribute to their progress in the game, such as leveling up, their avatar and gaining new abilities. Now we are going to see a short video about how they are motivated.
We are the guardians from Moraine Island. We love exploring nature, playing with animals, and identifying plants. We love the natural world and all the beings that live in it. So it's our job to protect everyone, especially those who cannot defend themselves. We are determined, strong, brave, and compassionate for others. When facing a challenge, we can protect others from taking damage and are handy with first aid kits to heal ourselves. Join us.
Let's continue. As you can see the short video, the students can feel so engaged because they feel part of the game. They transform the activities into a character of the story in this case. Okay, let's continue. Number 3, we have quests and adventures. Teachers can create curriculum-based quests that align with their lesson plans. Completing these quests often requires solving problems or mastering content, making learning an adventure. Number 4, we have teamwork and collaboration. Class Club emphasizes collaborative learning. Students are often grouped into teams where they must work together to overcome challenges or complete quests, fostering a sense of community and cooperation in the classroom. Number 5, we have the feedback and rewards. Immediate feedback and rewards are central to class clubs design, providing students with a sense of accomplishment and encouraging them to continue engaging with the material. That is so important. The students all the time feel engaged with the materials in class club. Now, how to implement the class club? For teachers, Class Club offers tools for classroom management, attendance tracking, and behavior monitoring, integrating gamified elements into daily classroom activities. How to the technology integrate? It is designed to work alongside existing curriculum and educational technology tools, making it flexible for various teaching styles and subjects. Now we have some benefits here of using this kind of technology. We have first enhanced engagement. Studies and teacher reports suggest that gamifying learning with class club can lead to higher student engagement. Next, we can mention improved outcomes by making learning fun and interactive. Class club can contribute to better academic performance, increase attendance, and improve classroom behavior. It's so important. It's the one way using the style of class to control the students' behavior because they are, I repeat, very engaged with the activities. Now, skill development. Beyond academic content, Class Club helps students develop 21st century skills like collaboration, problem solving, and digital literacy. Okay. Now we are going to watch a video about some interactive requests. Okay.
That inhabited these lands could walk the earth and sky. As their ruins become a fading memory, some still hold on, hoping to learn their secrets, and that one day they might even return. I never thought it would be in my lifetime. appeared, the elders asked some of us to journey ahead to see what we could learn. Even though we survived the trip, we were never prepared for what we'd eventually find. It turns out we aren't alone. Other travelers had also heard the call, and the ancients knew we would all answer. We had so many questions, and yet it was somehow clear. We were being guided to find the answers together. None of us know what awaits us next, what secrets, treasures, or powers we may find. But one thing is for sure. Once we do, things will never be the same.
Okay, watching this video is one way how the students feel involved in the class because they feel they are part of the story. They are owner of a character into this story. Okay, and for the last part, I am going to show a video how classcraft it is developed in our classrooms.
This is Mr. Storm, and I'm going to show you how to use Classcraft. This is the first video in probably what's going to be a series that's going to walk you through how to set up your classroom, how to set up different powers and abilities, how it's used in a classroom setting. I'm going to give you some tips on how to use it, even if you don't have computers in your class, because it really is set up for all different kinds of environments. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in and take a sip of my coffee while it loads. Oh. All right. And I'm going to sign in with my work email. Okay. So this is my teacher's homepage. Essentially, I have my classes over here on the side. And as you can see, I'm using it for every one of my classes that I teach. And then I've also built this test class that we can use to that I can use to show you kind of how it works. There's all kinds of articles and ads for buying merchandise on the front page. All this is pretty much useless, except for the get started. If you want to watch some videos made by the people who made Classcraft that'll show you essentially the same things I'm going to show you, you can go there. I'm just going to go into my class. This is the test class that I have. When you first open up the game, it'll be on this game dashboard icon on this game dashboard screen. And you have all of your students here on the side. You can filter it by team, which is a little bit more of an advanced menu. You have more options here. Or you can just list it by students here. Let's talk about this menu first. So this is the characters or this is the student's avatar. So this is Danielle Moratz. I made 3 fake characters, right? So that's her. She's a healer, and she's max level. She has all the abilities here that she can use in class. Then I have David Storm. He is max level as well, and he has all of the abilities, but he is low on AP. So I want to just go ahead and give him some AP. Let's see. Let's just give him 50. Fill up his AP. And then we have Davis Strom. He's a warrior, and he has all the abilities as well, and he's ready to go. So when you open it up, you'll see the characters here. and what all the students look like. And they can pick their own gear and whatnot. Here, you can do pretty much everything that you would do on that other screen, except you also can indicate people being absent. So that way nothing in the game affects them that day because they're absent. Or you can apply gold or XP or take health away from an entire team at the same time. So yeah, so that's that menu. It's pretty easy to use, and it's just how you can manage students in class. So maybe David Storm keeps disrupting class. I can start taking away XP for disrupting class, or HP for disrupting class. The first thing I do in class every class period is we do a random event, and that event essentially changes the game for that class period in some subtle way. Either it refills all their health, or gives them XP, or makes them do a dance, or whatever silly thing that can happen. So let's find out what our event for this video would be. All right, so the Horde to arms. Everyone loses 10 HP. Now, the important thing to note is that the game doesn't automatically make this happen for you. You have to go in and make it happen in real time. So I'm going to go ahead and -10, and it applies to all of these guys, and we're going to do it. See, and it's that easy. You don't have to, it doesn't take a lot to make this happen. So that's random events.
Los recomiendo, pero 1000 veces.
Here, I have class content. So these are all my lessons, all the assignments that we would do for an entire semester, essentially, in my computer technology class. And it's broken down by sections. And I've written these introductions for the sections to, kind of be more fantasy themed and bring kids into the tone of the game a little bit. So like computer basics, a strange old man approaches you with an odd device. It's a rectangle made of obsidian glass, hard and smooth to the touch. The man smiles maniacally as he shoves the device toward you. A blaze of color dances across the screen, and movement gives you a slight headache. What sorcery is this? So I'm just trying to make it more fun and light. And all of my assignments are in here. So let's take a look at, say PowerPoint exercise 1, right? So when you click on the assignment, and I can actually make that go away, but when you click on the assignment, it'll bring up the description. So follow the instructions to complete the assignment. I have a tutorial video here showing kids how to do the assignment. And then I also have instructions, slide-by-slide instructions to complete the assignment. I have the starter, the picture that they can download and use, and a little video to put into their PowerPoint slides. And so all the kids would come here, they'd get all the materials they need, and they would upload it here. And I'll show you a student view in another video so you can see what it looks like from their perspective. Down here, I've set a due date for when that's due. So this assignment's going to be due 5/4/2017, because this class is kind of being built for next semester. I've applied XP and gold values for turning in the assignment on time, so they get some XP and gold for turning it in on time. And this shield here is an extra 100 XP, 100 gold. That's if their entire team turns in the assignment on time. Then everyone on the team will get double the XP and gold. They'll get some extra bonus. And that just incentivizes kids to turn in assignments. Even if they can't be bothered to do it for their grade, they might want to do it for the extra gold. So it's just an extra incentive to do well. Here I can give feedback on any of the submissions that have come in. I can see who turned it in on time, who turned it in late, where they or what time they handed it in. And I can see the file. I can just pull up the file right here, and then it'll download, and I can open it just like any other file. So yeah, so that's kind of how that works. It's just It takes some time to upload all of these assignments and get them ready, but when it's up, it's done, and you don't have to really do any management or anything. It's pretty easy. All right, so I'm done teaching. We're at the end of class. What I do at the end of every day is I do what's called a boss battle. I call them boss battles, and it's here in the quests menu. I'm going to show you the options you have in the quest menu, and I'll kind of go backward from this menu. So first off, we have the forest run. It's essentially a stopwatch, and it's just a timer. It just counts up, so we can time kids to see how fast they complete a task, whatever we're using this for, and that's fine. And when we're done, we can give XP or gold based on who did well and things like that. So however you want to use that in your class. Let's see, the White Mountain Trek. This is a countdown timer. So it starts at 5 minutes, and it essentially, you can put this, up on your screen and show them we have 5 minutes to do this task. When this 5-minute counter is over, then we're going to move on. And then again, you can give XP and gold based on the results of that. I don't really use these too often, but some teachers might use them based on how you manage your class. What I do use every day, though, is Adventures in the Wild. This is something that's really important. And one of the big reasons why I wanted to start using Classcraft. Essentially, you can create a boss battle. So you get a boss, and you can fight that boss using just students in the class or teams, so the teams can answer together. We're just going to go students here and start battle. So the way this works is I will, at the end of class, I will have the students, everyone look at my screen, and we'll do the boss battle. And it randomly pulls up a student. And then they have to stand up. I read the question out loud to them. So the issue was of minute importance. What does minute mean? Timely, major, slight, or spontaneous. And the student has to answer the question. There are some abilities that may help them during boss battles if they get stuck. But for the most part, they have to answer it pretty much on the spot. If they get the answer right, then they do damage to the boss. Just like this. And you set all these values, right? So Davis Strom, he's next. What kind of rock is formed when existing rock types are changed by heat and pressure? He doesn't know. He tries and he gets it wrong. He says igneous, and it's really metamorphic. So then he takes the damage because he got it wrong. Now, this menu right here is a team response menu. It lets the team kind of protect him. If something happens, they can help him out, but none of his teammates can help him. So he's just going to have to take the damage. Which layer of the atmosphere is closest to the Earth, right? So David Storm doesn't know that. He gets that wrong as well. So that's a wrong answer. Now, he only has 20 HP, and he just lost 20 HP, which means he's about to die. He's about to fall in battle. So he can either use Mana Shield to protect himself, or his teammates can use abilities to bring him back. She can revive him. Davis Strom, the warrior, can protect, which means he absorbs that damage instead of his teammate. He's just going to use Mana Shield, which is an ability he has. It's going to use up AP or action points to absorb damage from this attack. So he's going to go ahead and do that. And then he has 4 damage left, which the warrior will protect him and absorb that damage instead. So that's essentially how a boss battle works. The kids get really excited about it. And we're reviewing some pretty awesome concepts, and none of these questions in these boss battles are related to my classroom at all. They're related to standardized test questions that they might be seeing in other classes. So this serves as kind of an extra review for Sage. Law of competition. Right answer. So let's see what happens when we beat the boss. Okay, another vocabulary question. Another science question, Newton's laws. Reveal answer. First law of motion. All right, another vocabulary. This test seems to be pretty science and language arts heavy. I have a lot of math questions as well, which are fun, but they don't seem to be in this boss battle, which is fine. So I've killed him. Now the entire class gets 50 XP and 50 gold for defeating the boss. So like I said, I do that every day, about 10-15 minutes before the end of class. What else? All right, so the Wheel of Destiny. Let's say I'm in the middle of teaching and I want a student to answer a question. I can go to the Wheel of Destiny and have it pick a random player. And then that random player has to answer the question. Or if I want to pick someone to do something, the Wheel of Destiny is great because it takes I guess it takes the malice away from you. Students aren't like, man, you're just picking on me all the time. Well, no, it's a random thing. It's randomly picking you. That's pretty nice. If you use Google Classroom, you can import assignments from Google Classroom to give students XP or take hit points for them turning in assignments late. You can also go in here and import grades manually. So we can do Newtonian physics quiz, and we can give these people point values. So he got a 78, which means he gets 90 XP. David Storm, he's not very smart. He got a 5, which means he loses 55 HP. And this guy, error. Let's see what that error is. Oh, it's because I put an extra. So he'll lose 40. And then Davis Strom, he knocked it out of the park. He got 98. So he gets 190 XP. So you can assign HP and XP values based on how well they did on certain assignments. And that's pretty cool too. Then we have the Book of Laments. This is anyone who has died, who has fallen in battle, and their punishment shows up here, which we'll talk about those in another video. We also have announcements where I can make announcements to the whole class or to individual students. You can also make announcements to parents, which I don't have any parents registered because this is a fake class, but I can respond to parents and talk to parents about behavior in class one-on-one.
Todos estamos buscando el mejor CRM por ahí.
Analytics. These are pretty cool. You can track things that are happening in your class. You can track XP movement, gold movement, and HP in class, and it'll tell you what happened for them for that change to have happened. So Protect 1, he took a hit from Firestalker. Reward for battle against Firestalker. So it shows you what's happening in real time. And that's pretty cool. So the best way to use this, if you don't have a computer, would be to teach. And while you're teaching, have this kind of pulled up in another tab. And then as things happen, you can go back and forth from your lesson to this and say, David Storm, he just won't stop talking in class. If it gets to be the point where you have to address it, then you would go back over to Classcraft and say, all right, I'm taking some HP because you won't stop talking, right? And then you can put in a description, disruptive, or you can set them as one of these categories here. But you can take HP in real time in class. And that usually, I know that the threat, it may sound dumb to us, hey, I'm taking HP away from your fake character, but these kids really care about it. I've had kids that I've had issues with the whole first semester or first term when I started using this. The threat of take was they locked up really quick. So yeah, that keeps them from some kids. It doesn't work for everyone, but for some kids, it really helps with behavior. That's pretty much it for this first video. I don't want it to be too long, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this here, and then I will start up with part 2, and we'll dig in a little bit.
Okay, now that is the information that I wanted to share with you. I hope that is be used in your class in order to feel and engage the students with our process of teaching and learning. And thank you. Now it's going to continue my partner.
Okay, now I'm going to share the screen and present a Nearpad application, which is dynamic and interactive. Yes, I share my screen. One moment, please. Okay, now, please, can you tell me if the screen is ready? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Introduction to Nearpad. Nearpad is an interactive class that enables teachers to create engaging multimedia presentations. It allows teachers to create interactive lessons, virtual reality experiences, and assessments to engage students and access their understanding effectively. Okay, now I continue with the presentation and watching the video.
Introducing Nearpod. With Nearpod Lesson Interactive, launch lessons your students can't wait to join. With interactive slides, interactive video, gamification, and activities. As the teacher, you always know where your students are with Nearpod's formative assessments, including polls, open-ended questions, and more. Get started with what you already have. Add the power of Nearpod to your existing PowerPoints, worksheets, videos, Google Slides, and other curriculum resources you love. Create active video experiences to check for understanding with built-in interactive questions. Increase engagement with gamification and activities, including time to climb, draw it, drag and drop, and more. Get started even faster with our library of pre-made standard-aligned lessons, videos, and activities built in partnership with some of your favorite educational brands. Use them as is or customize to meet the unique needs of your students. Once you're ready to launch your lesson, choose the teaching mode that works best for your setting. In live participation mode, you control the pace, and students participate on their devices, in person or virtually. In student-paced mode, students move through and participate on their own, working from home or in class, in centers, stations, or groups. Toggle between live and student-paced lesson delivery with live to student-paced mode to address misconceptions on the fly and differentiate for student needs. With front-of-class mode, you can use Nearpod without student devices and facilitate collaborative discussions. Your students will love lessons that combine interactive slides, interactive video, gamification, and activities. You'll love using insights from more than 20 formative assessments and dynamic media experiences to guide your teaching, adapt instruction, differentiate, and improve student outcomes. However you teach, it's in Nearpod. Learn more and get started for free at nearpod.com.
Okay.
Introducing.
Yes. Okay, now I share with my presentation. I continue with the next features and benefits of Nearpad. Okay, interactive multimedia. Nearpad offers a wide range of interactive multimedia elements, including 3D models, virtual file trips, and audio clips, enhancing students' engagement. That's very interesting, this. Teacher control. Nearpad provides features for teachers to control the pace of the lessons, ensuring that all students stay engaged and on track with the material being covered. Time to climb is a more popular, and it shows the time of the students teach about the learning progress. Okay, real-time feedback. Teachers can gauge students' understanding in real time through interactive quizzes, polls, and open-ended questions, allowing for instant feedback. How Nearpad works: creation. Teachers create interactive multimedia presentations using Nearpad's user-friendly platform, incorporating a variety of engagement tools. Delivery lessons are delivered to students' devices, allowing them to engage with the content at their own pace of synchronized with the teacher's presentation. Engagement with the lesson through quizzes, polls, open-ended questions, virtual reality experiences, and more, fostering active learning. Yes, I continue. And watching that video, please pay attention with this video.
Today, you'll learn how to create a Nearpod lesson. There are two ways to create a Nearpod lesson. The first way is to create a lesson in Nearpod. The second way is to create a lesson in Google Slides. Or you can also select your format in the upper right-hand corner by selecting the New tab. When creating a lesson within Nearpod, you can begin by titling your lesson. Next, you can add engaging and interactive content and activities by clicking on the Add Slide button. Our Content tab is meant to engage and teach students. Our Activities tab is meant to assess our students. You can also enhance pre-existing content by uploading your own pre-made PowerPoints, PNGs, and PDFs. You can do so by selecting any PowerPoint, PDF, or PNG from your computer drive, Google Drive, Dropbox, and OneDrive. Once uploaded, now I can Nearpodize my PowerPoint. Nearpodizing simply means that you're adding engaging, interactive features and activities to enhance your pre-made lesson. When done Nearpodizing your pre-existing PowerPoint, make sure to click Save and Exit. Here's my PowerPoint that's now enhanced with all of its Nearpod engaging interactive features and content. Remember, you can also create a lesson in Nearpod within Google Slides. All you have to do is simply select Lesson in Google Slides, and it will walk you through step by step how to create a Nearpod lesson within Google Slides. If you have any further questions, please visit nearpod.com/resources or email us at support@nearpod.com.
Okay. Now, however you teach it's in the Nearpod, real-time in science, into students' understanding through interactive lessons, interactive videos, gamification, and activities, all in a single platform. Okay, that's very interesting. Next, I continue. Use cases and examples of Nearpod in education. I have three steps. First, virtual file trips. Teachers can take students on virtual file trips to historical sites, natural wonders, and cultural landmarks without leaving the classroom. Two, Interactive simulations. Nearpod offer interactive simulations showing students to virtually explore complex concepts and experiment with various scenarios. Under furthermore, language learning, teachers can create interactive lessons to enhance language learning through immersive experiences and engaging activities. Next, I continue. I continue with this video, watching the video.
Nearpod is excited to announce that you can now play Time to Climb in student-paced lessons. Let's take a look. As a student in a student-paced lesson, when I navigate to a Time to Climb slide, I will automatically join the game. The theme will be chosen by random, and once I choose my character and join, I'll begin playing the game. Students will still see the timer, and as they answer questions, they'll move on to the next question if there's still time left. As you progress through the game, students will see other students who may currently be in the game or may have completed the game earlier. As the instructor, you can view the leaderboard within your post-session reports. Please keep in mind that students can only play each Time to Climb activity one time within a lesson. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please visit nearpod.com/help.
Okay, now I continue. Success stories and testimonials. Transformation. Nearpod has transformed traditional lessons into interactive and engaging experiences, resulting in improved student participation and understanding. Engagement. Students have shown higher levels of engagement and motivation through Nearpod's interactive. Teacher testimonials. One more. Okay. Teachers have shared positive feedback on the utility and effectiveness of Nearpod in creating dynamic and paceful lessons. Impact. Nearpod has made a significant positive impact on students' learning outcomes and academic performance across various subjects. Next, I'll continue the next video.
Nearpod is excited to announce our new gamified activity, Time to Climb. Increase the engagement, fun, and competition in the classroom with this new learning game. Add your questions, select the correct answer, and select the amount of time per question. You can even convert your existing Nearpod quizzes to Time to Climb activities. Don't forget about our pre-made Time to Climb mini lessons that you can access from the Nearpod lesson library. Facilitate your Time to Climb activity as review, exit tickets, bell ringers, and more. From all of us at Nearpod, happy teaching.
Okay.
Nearpod is
Thank you. Now I continue, my friend.
Hello, everyone. Now I am going to continue with the next gamifying, which is Blookit. Okay, so you're going to watch a video about the use of booklet right now.
Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a K-5 STEM teacher and ed tech coach in Los Angeles. I post weekly tech tutorials for teachers. In today's video is going to be about Blukit. Blukit is a fun new twist on your typical review game. It's really great for leveling up student engagement. It's so much fun for students to play, and it just brings that fun and energy back into the classroom when you're reviewing. So I'm going to walk you through how Blukit works from the teacher perspective, how you can set it up, and then we're also going to take a look at the student perspective so you can understand what that interface looks like for students when they're actually playing Blukit. So without further ado, let's get started. So you'll see that I've gone to blukit.com, and as the teacher, I'm going to want to actually log in to start using Blukit. Now on the top right hand corner, you'll see there are two choices. We have log in and sign up. If you've never used Blukit before, you're going to want to create an account. So to do that, you'll click on the sign up button. If you already have an account, you'll want to click on the login button. Now, since I've already created a Blukit account, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the login button. Now you'll see I am taken to the Blukit dashboard. This dashboard here is going to be where you create your question set. So you'll see here in the center, it says you'll need a question set to host. I don't have any question sets that I've created yet, which is why I see this here. If you have created question sets, they will be housed
I think there is a problem with my internet connection.
Create a question set. Now, there are two great options for us to choose from as the teacher. In the middle here, you'll see a button that says create a set, and you'll also see an option that says discover sets. Create a set allows the teacher to create a question set from scratch. So let's say as the teacher, you have a set of review questions that you want your students to be responding to. You would want and click on discover sets to see what already exists. So for the purpose of today's video, I'm not going to create a set or looking for a set out there about multiplication. I do have the ability to search for keywords here to find other sets to the animal's name. Great for everyone who loves pets and all sorts of creatures. Now you'll see on this page, there are all of the different questions. So there's an image and then an ask students to figure out what animal is this. So you'll see tons and tons of questions.
Okay. Okay, so as we can see, there are many different tools to use with our students in class. And this interesting tool, which is gamification, is something very attractive for all of our students. Summarizing, I am going to present you a conclusion about the use of gamification in our classrooms. Yes? So give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, so in conclusion, can you see my screen, my dear colleagues? Yes. Gamification makes learning fun and interactive. Regardless of our audience or subject matter, The gamification of learning can help you to create exciting educational and entertaining content. It's not meant to turn work into a game, but it does play on psychological drives human engagement. We've all experienced the drive to compete, improve, and outperform others and even ourselves. The reward can be very satisfying and intensely motivating. One of the key benefits of gamification is that it makes learning informative and exciting, mainly thanks to its interactivity. Role play and competitive elements add an immerse angle which is set up well can quite simply make learning fun. Gamification creates an addiction to learning. If you had to define the single most important aim of learning, it must surely be to instill new knowledge in your learners. But how useful is the knowledge if it can be retained? Another rather surprising benefit of gamification is learning in natural high and the impact that high has on the retention of the knowledge. When your brain wants to reward us, it releases dopamine into our bodies. So we win a game or achieve something important to us, we feel good. Learning about new things is for many a rewarding experience, which causes dopamine release and rather fortuitous outcome of the natural drug. Fix is that the increase in dopamine levels help us retain that information. Gaming gives learners the opportunity to see real world applications. Students are able to get a first hand look on how their choices with the game result in consequences or rewards. Gaming offers real time feedback. Imagine if you only took stock of how well we are doing in life once a year. Work, relationships, in fact, anything we did regularly might suffer from a lack of self review. It is a little odd to many organizations only conduct performance reviews on an annual basis instead of more regularly and even ongoing performance reviews. The gamification of learning allows employees to work towards real time, measurable, meaningful targets and get upper level feedback of those targets in are achieved. After all, you're never going to improve if you can't find out what you need to do better or find out how to upskill. And finally, gamification enhances learning experience. Gamification in e-learning offers the opportunity for learners to engage with content and effective informal learning environment. If learners get excited about learning, they are more likely to retain information. It is competition equal motivation. Okay, and that's all about gamification. Thank you for your attention and for being here. Thank you, Silvita, for your great exposition. Thank you, Vilmita, all of your videos and all of the things that you have taught here is has been a great knowledge for us. Thank you, Carolina, for everything.
Thank you, Danny, too, and thank you everyone to connect with us. And that's all for today. See you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.